Good morning. It's Wednesday, the 8th of May, and today is hedge cutting day. It's one of those chores that has to be done. I can't say I enjoy it that much, but it looks nice when it's done. Job done. I'm always glad when that job's done. And the other side, I've also put some more hay on my potatoes because they've grown quite a bit. Good morning. It's Tuesday the 14th of May, and we had such a cracking end of last week, and the weekend the weather's been absolutely gorgeous, hot and sunny, and I've managed to get lots of pottering around done in the garden. No big definite jobs, but things like I planted out some more squash over in the allotment to replace those that I'd lost by the slugs. I've tried protecting a few more things over there from the birds. The spinach was being pecked to pieces, so I protected that. I lost some of those carrots in the toilet rolls that I planted. I haven't lost all of them, so I don't know whether that's birds, but it seems quite successful. So anyway, I've been generally sowing more seeds to replace things that have gone missing, and to make sure that there's successional sowings for all the birds and the slugs that are liking to eat my vegetables at the moment. So what I've been sowing, I'm looking at the labels as I'm talking to you. I've been sowing more Swiss chard, rainbow chard, perpetual spinach, swede, turnip, carrot, beetroot, golden and bolt hardy, leeks, more lettuce, a dwarf kale, courgettes and butternut squash. So that's all coming along nicely. In fact, what I'm going to do is prick out the turnips this morning into individual cells. What I have to tell you about though is now this channel started off as just a diary, so you know, I was quite surprised when somebody contacted me and wanted to review a product. I was a bit wary, of course, at first, but I've seen other YouTubers do it, and because it was something that was interesting to me personally, I agreed. Anyway, I'll show you what they've sent me. They have sent me a pair of insoles, free of charge. I'm not getting paid for sponsorship or anything. I'm just going to give an honest review of these things. So they come in a very nice presentation box. The reason why I agreed to review these was because when I was working on the post, I was walking huge mileages every day, and I actually got plantar fasciitis. I used insoles back then. I did exercises every day to stretch my calf muscles, and I had a letter from the doctor to say that I could wear my own footwear to work, which was more comfortable than the Royal Mail footwear. So anyway, that's the only reason I decided to review these, because it is of interest to me. So I've just opened the box this morning. I've had them a few days now, and I did ask them for a pair of size 5. There's guidelines on these to cut them down in size, but they only cut them down to size 7. Well, most of my shoes are a size 5, and although my feet are actually only about a 4.5, 5s, I can get thick socks in them for walking, and they're the most comfortable. Anyway, so before I actually try these out, I'm actually going to have to cut these down to my size and see if I can fit them in my a pair of boots to test them out properly. But before that, more importantly, I'm going to prick out those turnip seeds, because that's far more important. And I'll get back to you on how I get on with the insoles. See you later. Okay, so there's a whole tray of turnips pricked out. I'm guessing if I cover them from the birds, I'll allow the slugs to have 3 strips, and as long as they let me have the rest, then I'll be happy with that. I'll get on now with cutting down those insoles. What they've done, they've put in a cardboard cutout, and what I'll do a practice one with the cardboard before I actually cut the FlowSole insoles themselves. So I have a shoe, I've got a practice piece, and I found in a drawer, these are like just insoles so as your feet don't smell. I don't even know where I got these, but I'm going to cut this down as a pattern first, and I'm only ladies size 5, so I'll cut this down first and use this as a pattern, I think. Well, that's cut to a size 5, and as you can see, that's actually too long for my foot, but that's okay. So I'll just cut the FlowSoles to the length, because I do actually need something a bit wider. So now I've marked the insole to the length of my foot. I've not made it narrower here. I'll just see what happens. See if I can get it in the shoe when I've cut that bit off. Okay, I've managed to wedge the left foot in. It seems to be a pretty good fit, and I notice to start with, it's this part here is quite raised. Now I've got a high instep, and that's probably what caused me to have plantar fasciitis in the first place. So that was where I found I needed the support. So I'll now do the other foot and see how we go with that. Okay, so I've got both insoles in these. These are an old pair of work boots that I used to walk around in 10 miles a day, 5 days a week. And my initial thoughts are, yes, they're very comfortable. Very comfortable. And although I don't have plantar fasciitis these days, but I'm sure if I did, I feel like, yeah, I could walk around on these 10 miles a day, 5 days a week, if I had to, but I don't because I'm retired now. Anyway, yeah, very, very comfortable initially. I can feel the support on the instep, which is where I always felt I needed it. The only downside was having to guess cutting them down to a size 5. So my suggestions to you, Thomas at FlowSole, is on these, if you could write down to, see, some of us ladies are rather small, and if you could write down to a size 2, it would be helpful. So from 2 to 5, if you could write that on the pattern for cutting them down, that would be far more useful. Oh yes, it's on both sides. Yeah, far more useful. So yeah, that's my review for FlowSole insoles, and thank you for sending them to me. I shall keep them in this pair of boots. Shall we go for a walk, Elf? Okay, as I said, this channel's not for making any profit. It's just really a video diary for my own amusement, because I like to keep a track of what I'm doing in the garden, and also I quite like video editing, so that's a little hobby as well. So now let's get back to some gardening. But before that, if anybody wants to send me any more products, I'd be quite happy to receive them, as long as it's something of interest to me. I'm not going to review anything that's, that just doesn't concern me. Anything garden related would be lovely. Right, I'll take you around the garden and show you what I've been up to. Okay, these are all the seedlings I've sown just recently. That's some more carrots, beetroot. That was the spinach and swede. The okra's not doing brilliantly. I'm wondering if it's too hot in here. Squashes, courgettes, and kale and lettuce. So out here, got things hardening off. Chickens are still laying 2 eggs every day. Wonderful. These had a bit of a bashing. Day before yesterday we had the most terrific thunderstorm, and looks like something's been nibbling that courgette. I'm going to have to come out here late at night and do a walk around for slugs, I think. Okay, so that's that. I did replace the one. I bought a moneymaker at a local shop just to replace one that I lost totally. My peas have come up in that bed, and the lettuce seemed to be doing quite nicely. Was it peas? Yes, peas. That's right. And over here, I've put seed beans in between the dwarf beans that I planted out as like a second crop. They seem to be coping all right, the runner beans this year, although there is a bit of slug damage at the back end, and I've put in extra seed just in case. And you can see the green line. I was given some, now I can never pronounce this, scorzonera, something like that. Anyway, it's a root vegetable, a black root vegetable, and I've put some seed in there to see how it'll do. I've been picking loads of rhubarb. This one lettuce has been pecked at this end. The birds obviously can get in there, but they haven't picked the other one. And the little seedlings are the mixed leaf salad that I sowed. Pot of mint. The cucumbers are starting to climb, and the tomatoes in here are looking very healthy, so very happy with that. And I think we'll go over the allotment some other time, so I'll see you over the allotment next, I expect. Just a quick update in the front garden. Only a couple of those climbing French beans are holding their own, but I did plant some extra seed in each stake. What are these? Oh, that's the Mange 2. They're looking a bit happier now that it's rained, and those were the ones I put in by seed. I see there's something else coming up there. The pea beans are holding their own. Oh, I can't remember whether those are peas or Mange 2. Time will tell. Why don't I label things? And again, these are coming up. Almost weed in there. Little weeds coming through, but now I can't remember there whether they are peas or mange too. Potato beds looking wonderful. I shall add some more hay. I've already added some hay, but I'll add some more. Bulb fennel is surviving here. The Lola Rosso and the Web's Wonderful are doing okay. The spinach is not too bad. It's either been pecked or slugged a little. But, on the whole, I'm reasonably happy with that. Just finished taking the dogs for a walk, and I'm over the allotment. I'll pop you on one of the bins, green bins, show you what I've been up to, if my camera will stay put. Right, this is what I've been doing. My sweet corn was getting rather badly eaten, so I just got some mesh and put that in there, so that's worked quite well. The beans I put in there, they seem to be surviving. A little bit slug eaten, but then I've got seed in there as well. I'll just leave the dogs where they are, and we'll go and have a look at the other plot. Right, I put mesh over here on Sunday because that spinach, the spinach was getting badly pecked, but I think that seems to be doing the trick. I'm sure it's grown since Sunday, and there are a couple of carrots surviving. Sweet corn here seems to be a lot better now that I've put mesh over there as well. Everything, of course, now that it's had a good drop of rain, seems to be growing. I've lost I've lost everything that's in there. I think that's probably slugs, but then maybe not, because the ones I put in here, I've got 2 surviving and 1 a bit eaten. Well, that one's got to be slugs because the birds can't get at that. I wonder why they haven't got the other 2. So it's the Crown Prince it's eaten, and the Ichikuri and the Turk's Turban they haven't touched. Onions are doing well now. This really needs covering up. Just haven't had enough time. Oh well, oh dear. Yeah, I really must come and cover things up. Because look at that. That's getting terribly eaten there. That's the birds, that is. Definitely. Right, the garlic's looking good. I had quite a few things eaten here, so I decided just to put a bit of stuff to flap around to try and deter the birds a bit. Don't think it's working. Jerusalem artichokes now doing a lot better. So I'll just keep plodding on. Something will grow eventually. I'll show you this. This is rather nice. I know she watches the videos. Somebody's taken on this new plot, and she's worked really hard, and it looks lovely. She's making a really good job of that. Looks really nice. I hope things grow for her. These 2 plots are still a mess. So with all the slug damage in mine doesn't look too good either. So that's the update on the allotment. The asparagus, the new asparagus that I put in, seems to be doing all right now. Maybe I should get some stakes and tie it up. There's only a couple of places where the asparagus is missing now. Great. Oh, we have pea pods. Wonderful, wonderful. Still plenty of flowers on the broad beans. Good. The new manager has given us all plot numbers now, so that stake where it says plot number 1 on my new plot, very handy for tying the dogs up while I just have a quick look around after a walk. Well, I think that's all for this week. So from me, Pixie and Elf, see you next week.